I think that we enter the season with high expectation from our group because we felt like we're a little bit on the older side. With that come like the expectation of continuing to bring trophy to the locker room. Now we all know that injury is just part of the game in college or in sports generally, but the type of injury we took were very unique. I think we're probably the only team in the country that played with 5 different goalies last season. So we obviously didn't quite fulfill ourselves, and we felt it through the winter and spring development. The players felt it. I felt like they were focused and enthusiastic about doing a little bit better and building themselves well. We drew some conclusion and adjusted a little bit the curriculum through winter and springs with the hope to build a little bit more robust bodies and hopefully stay injury-free this year. It leaves us with this season, and that's the beauty of sports. You always have the opportunity to form together a group that is enthusiastic about what they're doing. I truly like our group a lot. The group that's going to play this season and represent Irvine is going to be a nice group. Creative, depth is going to be a big key, and I feel like we're a little bit deeper in terms of the overall roster, especially in key positions in the attacking parts of the field. So, there's a nice mix of experienced player and young talent, and that's something that is always fun. And I think we'll be entertaining like always, and will be fun to watch. And I think people are going to enjoy the product we're going to put on the field. The team voted Nolan as our captain this upcoming year. We're very excited about him. The way he leads in the locker room it was very clear to me that he'll be one that the group will lean on. When I say the team, we're talking about the trainers, the strength and conditioning coach, the staff, the players. The people are very elite, all around elite. And when we get to spend time in the locker room with them, they understand how to grow in the program to become something very special. And it's nice to work with those kind of players. So, few to mention, Brady's been tremendous and was voted by many of his teammates to lead. Agaton is one that was also voted by many of his teammates and has been doing a tremendous job. Isaac Powell is now coming into form and being a lot more mature and presenting a great example to others. But there's many others. Alex is doing a fantastic job. Travis is doing a fantastic job. So there's different players in the locker room that people can look up to and say, okay, that's how it needs to be here at UC Irvine. And we're very lucky that those are the type of student athletes we have to work with. So it's a nice mix. We have all the players that have a lot of experience. Misael coming back from like a nice season. We're hoping that he's going to be healthy throughout the year and build momentum. But to pair with him up front, there's Zach, that's going to be a newcomer, but already played in a high level in USL 1 on academic contract, and it's fantastic. You have like so many qualities. So that's kind of like the pairing throughout the group is excellent. We added newcomers in almost every position on the field. So take Alex with the experience that he had last season, and we brought Joe to, he's coming from a great background of goalkeeping, England national team background, Wolves under 23s, playing here in America, so we have experience in college. So, together with Paul, we feel like very comfortable about our goalkeeping unit for this upcoming year. In the back line, we added some newcomers, but we have many great players that are coming back. AB and Darwin matured. Nolan and Brady have so many games under their belt as like starters, so they definitely going to be the leaders of the back line. There's no question about that. But we're looking around and seeing how Elijah and Travis and AB and Darwin, maturing and bringing a better understanding of what the game model needs to look like. Then you add to them a transfer from NC State with Christian that we recruited prior to him committing elsewhere, and we're very happy he's coming back, and he's a fantastic defender that can attack out of the back line, that can defend his area very well, coming out of FC Dallas. He's just a nice additions. And then we bring in Gustavo, which, captained the LA Galaxy. They just won a national championship for the second time. They won the U17 and now they won the U19, and he was the captain of the team and the leader of the back line. He's a fantastic addition. In the center mid, we feel the depth is nice and is similar to the other parts of the field. We added Uni in last winter, and he's been a fantastic addition after being an All-American junior college transfer. But you look internally and how Isaiah's developing, how Braden developing, how Shane developing. Obviously, Agathon's coming with a lot of experience, so he's expected to do a fantastic job for us. But Marcus now has another year under his belt and understanding what college looks like. Isaiah have now understanding a little bit deeper of like the conference, the demands of like being the players we expect him to be. And obviously we added Gage, coming as a leading goal scorer, of his team is always a great addition. So we feel like throughout our field in every position there's a nice mix of younger and olders. We brought two younger midfielders as well, with Matt and Luis is coming as addition. Matt's coming with experience in like Germany abroad for like his gap year, and Luis is coming from like playing with Czech Republic's professional team in the last 2 seasons. So yeah, we're excited about the group, and that's the beauty of college. You have the ability to build again and again, and each team is slightly different. There's sometimes like age and experience in different parts of your group, but the idea is to mix them all together and have the enthusiasm of young players coming into the NCAA for the first time and want to demonstrate their like qualities. So we're very excited about the group overall, and I think that we learned a lot about ourselves and about how we wanted to do exactly what UCI needs to be strong at. And Yona, Kale, myself, and the rest of the staff, been working on refining small little elements in our game models in order to be even better in what we're trying to display. So I'm very excited about the group. I can't wait to get on the field and get to the business. The idea is to always build the toughest schedule we can build, and it's not just because we want to make a tough schedule just for no reason. The idea is to assess our talent and learn about ourselves before we get into the conference. And a good NCAA team usually puts you in a situation that you maybe not so comfortable, and you need to learn about yourself. So the idea is to try to make a lot of games like that prior to conference. And hopefully situate yourself in such that you can be considered as one of the better teams in the country, and maybe get in even if you don't win the conference, because we all know how tough are conference games, especially in the Big West, especially in men's soccer. It's a very difficult conference. So the idea is now that there's more people in Anteaters coming to play at home, is just happened to be that we've been on the road a lot, and we travel, and now they're all returning the opportunity. So we're excited, and we're always going to take home games. Home games are great. It's opportunity for our immediate community here at the universities, but the immediate community in Irvine to come and see those student athletes that work extremely hard to be able to be great in what they do. They work in the gym and fitness and their craft and nutrition and sports psychology, etc., just for everything funnel into the like 90+ minutes for them to be able to perform and make an art with the ball, and for everybody in the community to see. So UCLA, Cornell, North Florida, Yale, there's so many like great games coming to Anteaters and Stadium, and I think that they're all very, very difficult. Every team have their unique styles. We don't think that UCLA and Yale will play the same way, but we know that UCLA will be extremely difficult challenge, and we know that Yale will be extremely difficult challenge. And that's the beauty of good programs. They all have their way of doing it, and they all do it very, very well inside their way. So we're excited about being at home and excited about performing here, and the idea is to continue and show our talents to the community. Last year we had the privilege of hosting the national champs eventually, and I don't know, the schedule is very difficult. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody we played in the preseason will eventually be in the Final Four and possibly can win the national title. similar to the preseason, the Big West have many challenging games, and each game is very different. Stylistically, each team is built slightly different. Each coach in the Big West know exactly how they prefer the game model to look like and what's their program is strength, and they all like lean on that heavily, which create each games to be slightly different. And you have to adapt, and you have to be a really good form of what you are within the challenge of the game. So the idea that we play the tough preseasons, will hopefully allow us to come prepared for the Big West and be ready for the team that know how to play transition football well and counterattack over big spaces, or the team that can, play in small areas and would like to control the ball, and teams that would like to play in the back with 5 defenders or 4 defenders, people that would play up front with more attackers and less attackers, bigger, smaller, quicker. The Big West just give you all sorts of challenges, and that's the beauty of football. You have to be ready for it, and I think that we are a similar challenge to whoever we play in the Big West, and in the preseasons. I think that this is exciting. Soccer is in exciting times. The Club World Cup just finished here, and Gold Cup just finished. The World Cup is coming. The Women World Cup will come. Olympics coming to the area. There's so much great opportunities for high-level football in America now. So I think that's we tapping into the potential of football in America, and I'm excited that we have the opportunity to do it here in our community. I learned through my short experience as a head coach is the reality is that we need to influence every phase of the game, but a lot of the moments are for the players to make the right decisions, to make right harmony together, to make sequences among themselves and move properly in order to create something special, like a music with the ball. And that's what we think the game is about. It's not random. Sometimes from the outside it looks like it's a random actions, but this is like many hours of investment into like each phase of the game, each moment of the game, because this game is fluid. It changes quickly. Every action can be the most decisive actions of the match. Nobody knows when it's coming. So the idea is to always stay focused and be able to consistently do what the team needs to do in a way that allowed for structure, but a lot of freedom. So that's the idea of UC Irvine, and we're gonna do it against probably, arguably, one of the toughest schedules in NCAA, like always.